this industry, where do you think that the shipping industry will reach in the next 10 years? What is the future of it?
You see, it's a shipping industry. If you ask me, shipping industry has been going through a scenario where size of the ship has been the one that's been kind of taking over the whole system. So it's simple economic theory that larger the ship, the lower is the cost. But I think that actually is being defied in many ways because when these your sanctions, not the sanctions, your US when they started putting in the tariffs, the everybody started believing that you need to have China plus one, which means that there is going to be many other countries and most of the regions which is consuming will always try to see how they can start production happening closer to the point of consumption. So what is happening, this theory of people building large vessels in the hope that the cost will come down may find a challenge because tomorrow it is going to be largely the north to south or the regional businesses that will start taking off. So this could play a big role. So the size again will start getting scaled down, but the regional business will start picking up. On the other hand, the logistics business is extremely progressive. It's not simple warehousing or a simple transport that's happening. There is a huge amount of value that goes into it. Innovation is at its peak. AI is again playing a massive role in helping efficiencies to be sort of created. So it's again a journey where you will see tremendous amount of change, both in terms of people's involvement, in terms of the efficiency that you create, the ability for you to plan the goods to come in. It's just not the just-in-time kind of a supply. It's going to be an evolving thing, and it is only going to get better and better from where it is at this point of time. I mean, Dubai has been at the forefront of logistics and supply chain. But that being said, this is a continuing evolution. This region, again, one talks about food security because they largely import everything that comes in from the neighboring countries.
Yes.
So food security is paramount, and logistics is going to play a very important role. The India-UAE relationship today is at its best.
Best, yeah.
We've had our Honorable Prime Minister coming in from India, a country where no Prime Ministers came for over 40 years. And we've had a Prime Minister who came in 2015, and he's been here 8 times in the last 10 years, actually. And that sort of shows the kind of closeness that India and
Relationship
UAE
they
have.
have built.
And the reason for that relationship is because trade and commerce is also going to continue to grow significantly between India and the UAE. So logistics, shipping, all this is going to play a very major role, and it's an evolving role it is going to have in the times to come.
Ideally, which port that is coming up do you think is going to be a major hub very soon?
There are many ports. Like for example, in Kerala, there's a new one that started off called Vizhinjam, which is near Trivandrum. It's a deep water, geographically very well located, and this could be a game changer as far as India is concerned, because it's on the way. You're not kind of changing a route and going up in the other part of the country. You just pass through and do your business. But largely, it is going to be a transshipment business, because by nature, Kerala itself does not have a great trade and commerce on its own steam. I think with the new government there, we hope to see things changing and getting better there as well. But this port can play a very significant role. That apart, India has got massive ports like the Mundra, the Nhava Sheva, which is growing significantly. On the east coast, you have Chennai, which is growing very well. So these are all ports which will play a role in having business taken back into those regions. Coupled with the fact that Jebel Ali is facing significant challenges and will remain to face challenges for some time. So again, this is going to be a game changer. Now, how and what and who will take that space, one has to wait and watch.
Exactly.
Vizhinjam stands right there in the forefront. It all depends how they really play the game, actually. But if they don't do it well or don't do it right, certainly somebody else will come up and take that place.
Exactly.
But I don't think anybody will wait for the business to be kind of left. Everybody will try to take away that. So we'll have to wait and watch. But India is ideally placed with all these ports. Jebel Ali and Dubai and UAE and Qusais and Abu Dhabi, they have to maybe alter the game a bit so that they come out of the current phase they're facing, and they're not going to give it away easily as well. So it's all going to be good for the whole region. More number of ports, more businesses can happen. Like I said, you could start seeing more and more of regional businesses happening. Transworld is one of the largest operator on the Indian coast. We have about 12 or 13 Indian flagships that operates all around the coast. And we carry a lot of cargo, starting right from Calcutta, right all the way up to Kandla. Every port is covered through our ships. And we were the pioneers, so to speak, to set up this coastal shipping in India. And we believed that the roads and other things were deeply congested. We wanted to see an alternative route that we could create. And that's how we kind of had the vision to create this whole thing. So this is very successful, doing very, very well. So this will add on to the regional business that I talked about. So evolution is going to happen. Big by itself is not going to give you the answer. Closer to the point of consumption is going to be the point of production. So the smaller ships, the regional businesses will thrive. All these areas which is depending on the neighboring countries for food and other securities will start playing a big regional play. This is how I think it is going to evolve.
So since we spoke about Vizhinjam, I'll just navigate you to Malayalam. So, സാറേ നമുക്കറിയാം നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതലുള്ളത് റിവേഴ്സാണ് കേരളത്തിൽ. സോ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സിനാരിയോയിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വെൻ വി ടോക്ക് അബൌട്ട് വാട്ടർ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ പ്ലാൻ കുറേ നാളും കൊണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ ഗവൺമെൻറ് പലതായിട്ട് പറയുന്നതാണ് വി വിൽ ഡു ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ടേഷൻ ഗുഡ്സ് ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് ത്രൂ ആ വാട്ടർ ബോഡീസ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കുറേ വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ് ആ ട്രേഡേഴ്സ് ആക്ച്വലി യൂസ് ടു ഡു ദാറ്റ്. വാട്ടർ ബോഡീസ് വെർ യൂസ് ഫോർ അറിയാം ഈവൻ ആലപ്പി ആൻഡ് ഓൾ എല്ലാവരും അതാണ് ആ ഒരു വാട്ടർ ബോഡീസ് ആണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. ബട്ട് പിന്നെ അതൊരു ഒരു സ്റ്റാഗ്നന്റ് ഇതിലേക്ക് സ്റ്റേറ്റിലേക്ക് വന്നു. സോ വിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു റീസ്റ്റാർട്ട് if the government decides that we will use the water bodies the proper way, will it help the state?
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും, because I'll tell you, see, Kerala is blessed with so many waterways, the canals, the backwaters, ഒരുപാട് അങ്ങനെ സ്ഥലങ്ങളുണ്ട്. The problem has been the industries have not grown significantly over the last many years. We have seen departures of industries, and not many things have thrived because of the local issues all over. So what is going to happen, at least we see the current government, the kind of enthusiasm that we see from the present Chief Minister and his team. He himself is very keen to develop water transport. He's extremely keen to develop coastal transport of goods and services and all of that. Now with this Vizhinjam sitting there, with Vallarpadam Kochiloladu, ഇതെല്ലാം വന്നിട്ട് പിന്നെ വാട്ടർ ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് അവർ ശരിക്കും ഇംപ്ലിമെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. We are also talking to them to see how we can participate and help them to make this a reality. But it can happen. It's a question of how soon they want to happen and how they wanted to make it happen, actually. But the prospect of running a very, very, very efficient coastal or let's say small barging transport on the in the Kerala waters is immensely possible. I think it is only a question of their making up their mind firmly and starting to support the people like us who have the experience of running this along the Indian coast. It doesn't take too much of time for us to get this initiated and started. Yes, there's been a lot of talks, a lot of highways have been created in the canals, but there has been immense challenges, not even in Kerala, even the one that they've started off from Varanasi to Bihar. Initiatives have been done, but the water depth, ഇങ്ങനത്തെ പല പല പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഉണ്ട്.
എൻവയറമെന്റൽ ചേഞ്ചസ് ഒരുപാട് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട് കുറേ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട്. സോ മീൻ ഡെപ്ത് ഹാസ് ചേഞ്ച്ഡ്, ഐ മീൻ ദ കോഴ്സ് ഹാസ് ചേഞ്ച്ഡ്, ഒരുപാട് ചേഞ്ചസ് വന്നു.
ഓൾ ദീസ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പിംഗ് ദി ബാർജ് ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട്. ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ കേരളയിൽ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഷുഡ് നോട്ട് ബി എ പ്രോബ്ലം. ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ജസ്റ്റ് ദാറ്റ് ദേ ഹാവ് ടു ടേക്ക് ദ ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റീവ്. They have to make it happen. They also have the highways and all that, but they are not making it a reality. But I definitely think it is possible. It is a question of time. It will happen. Given what I'm hearing from the current government, what they want to do, again, I'm very optimistic. With, not for any other reason, when once you have a Vizhinjam on one side, Once you have a Valarpadam on one side,
And
a Tuticorin close to you, Chennai is not very far. So all these neighboring states are also producing so much of business,
Yes.
and that will all start flowing. And how will it flow? It has to be on coastal ships or on coastal barges that can make business happen. ഇത് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നടക്കും. It's only a question of time. And we all have to hope and pray that this happens sooner than later. അവർ തന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ഇപ്പം തന്നെ the government is talking about putting some investments. They're already planning to put some investment. I can't remember the name, what they're calling it, but they are talking about putting some investments to fast track this growth.
Okay.
So this is happening. I think we can all remain to be optimistic.
Hopefully by 2030 we'll be able to.
I think so. Well before that. 2030 is very far away. Well before that.
സോ അതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കുറേ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട് ഇപ്പം വിത്ത് ദ എയർ ടിക്കറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് എവറിത്തിങ് ഗോയിങ് സ്കൈ ഹൈ ഡ്യൂറിങ് ദിസ് വെക്കേഷൻ ടൈമൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കുറേ നാളുകൊണ്ട് കേൾക്കുന്നതാണ് ഒരു പാസഞ്ചർ ഷിപ്പ് ടു ഫ്രം ദുബായ് ഓർ എനി അതർ പോർട്ട് ടു കേരള. സോ ഡു യു തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ് വിൽ കം എനി ടൈം?
It's not feasible. It's not feasible. See, air tickets, I think we must understand that the air tickets generally to our places are not that very expensive. ഇതുപോലുള്ള സംഭവം ഉണ്ടായിട്ട് ഇവിടെ when fuel prices are going up, that's about the time the airline companies are also, because they also got a jet fuel cost, they have also got difficulties to get fuel. ഇങ്ങനത്തെ സമയത്താണ് there is going to be a cost going up. But we must also remember the airlines are also not operating at their peak. They have also got massive losses.
Yes.
Planes are standing here and there.
Yes.
So it is once in some time that this is happening. But for sure, they understand. They have also been very competitive in making offerings to the clients here. But running a passenger ship to Kerala from here, many people have tried in the past. There have been a lot of talks in the past, but it has not really worked. It has not taken off. You may not really get, because there are various reasons, customs to the pattern of doing it, the regularity, the immigration challenges that goes along with it. Pala കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. It's not that easy to get passengers to come and go from this part of the world to Kerala. But
അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഡ്യൂറിങ് ദ സമ്മേഴ്സ് ഈ സമയത്താണ് പ്രവാസികൾ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബേർഡൻ എടുക്കുന്ന ടിക്കറ്റ്സിന്റെ, ബിക്കോസ് ദ ഫാമിലി ഗോസ് 4 പേര് പോവാന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ഹ്യൂജ്.
It's a very unfortunate situation now. But I think an alternative is not there to operate a ship. Airlines will have to be more responsible. But again, they have a cost. I think we have to understand their standing also. It's tough times. There's undoubtedly, it's a very tough time, but hopefully I think this cloud will pass.
But even on a normal scenario, ഇപ്പോൾ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ ആണെങ്കിൽ പോലും എവറി ഇയർ നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും സ്കൂൾ അടച്ചു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ കേൾക്കുന്ന ഒരു കഥയാണ് ഈ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ളൊരു സിനാ അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഫോർ 2 months അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 3 months ഇങ്ങനെയൊരു സിസ്റ്റം കൊണ്ടുവന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ what is your take on that? At least a short while.
There's also a big cost for these sort of ocean-going ships. You can't be doing it in 3 months, 4 months. It has to be an ongoing basis. I don't know whether it is commercially will be feasible also for anyone to do that at a short notice. I'm not sure. I haven't really done
it is a pre-planned one. കുറേ നാളായിട്ട് നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ കുറേ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കുന്ന വിഷയമുണ്ട്. സോ അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രീ പ്ലാൻഡ്, ഇഫ് ദ ഗവൺമെന്റ് ടേക്ക് സംതിങ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ്, എ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് ടു സപ്പോർട്ട്,
maybe it's something which government of Kerala will have to probably see whether it makes any sense.
Exactly.
Availability of ship, that's another thing. We have to go and start looking for it. But it is not a bad idea, especially during these sort of summer months when families want to go back to India for holidays. That time, yes, it's possible. But I really not able to comment, so to speak, whether it is feasible, it will be doable. It cannot be kind of done. For many years, we've been hearing people wanting to do this. But unfortunately, it has not happened. But I hope these price rises are not going to affect people too often. We'll have to keep our fingers crossed and see. But I'm not the one to really comment on that, actually.
Just trying to get your thought on that, actually. So another side of you, this was Mr. Ramesh Ramakrishnan as a businessman. I've heard that you have a lot of philanthropy activities. So could you just tell me a few of them?
we do many things in the CSR side of things. My daughter is driving that initiative with her team of people. I've been kind of looking at things in an angle over the last many years. I felt that in this place there is a lot of social imbalance, in the sense the male-female ratios are very skewed. And we also keep hearing about the numbers that is likely to go up. At least now from this 4 million, they're talking about it going up to about 8 to 9 million. And again, predominantly 30-40% of that population is going to be the Indian population that's going to grow.
Yeah.
So I always felt that there was a need for a place of worship. And we've always tried, and it was not possible. So in the year 2015, when Modi ji came here, that was the first time he took the initiative of talking to Sheikh Mohammed in Abu Dhabi and seeking a place where a temple could be built. As soon as that announcement was made, me and my family, we sort of immediately volunteered, and we put a hand up to say that everything that is needed and to be transported for setting up that temple, whether it's marble coming up from Italy or Greece, or whether the stones or any of these things coming up from India. So all of these things, we said we will do this as a seva for this particular temple. And we did that. I think we moved about 1,500 or maybe even 2,000 containers as a seva for this particular initiative. And in the middle of all of that came COVID in 2018-19. And the freight rates, again, as we were speaking about how the air freights go up, air prices go up. The sea freights again went over the roof. But in spite of that, as a family, we were very committed, and we did the entire transportation, whatever the temple wanted, including the logistics of it. We did it completely as a seva. Now, while that is being done, the other thing that has always been kind of triggering me is that the employment. It's largely our Indian diaspora, in the Indian brothers and sisters who come in and worked in this part of the world. It's, if you see the glitterati here, I think 80% of that credit should go to our people, whichever state they come in from, and they are the ones who've been working here. So we have been kind of seeing that they are being dealt by unreliable recruiting agents in India. It doesn't matter which state, whether it's from Kerala, Maharashtra or Andhra, anyway. This is an ongoing thing where people come in search of jobs, and they have to go through this process of maybe selling their house, selling their wife's jewelry, or taking a loan, or all of these things actually, and then to get a small visa, then come here, and when they come here, they find that what has been promised is not what is being offered to them.
Exactly.
So they all come and work here, shed their blood, work, and then after 10 years or 15 years, whenever they go back with the same amount of loan that they started with. So this was something which has been kind of troubling me over the years. So we thought through, and we said we created a setup through which we do ethical hiring. What I say ethical hiring, this is largely restricted only to the blue collar employees, blue collar people who want to come here, whether it's the drivers to the cleaners to the forklift operators, or we are talking about the brothers of that level and the sisters of that level. We're all aspiring to come and work here. So we set this initiative over 3 years back, and I must say that till now we have been able to help about 1,500 to 2,000 people to find a job here. And they have not paid anything more than 30,000 rupees to come here. That is what has been allowed by the government of India. And we have said that we will stick to within that level, and that's what we will ask them to pay for the charges of visas and all the rest of it. And they come. They are all so happy that they've been able to get these jobs. And more importantly, we are giving them an accommodation and space as what has been promised. You don't have a place where there are 50 people staying in a small room like this. They are having very, very good space to live, many, many social activities that they have. So as I said, first was the temple, and the second thing obviously was the ethical hiring through which we have wanted to bring people in here. The third thing that we kind of wanted to do, we've also been hearing about a lot of people who are having challenges. They lose their life here working, etc., and some of those companies don't really take care of their labor or the people who work for them. So we find that the numbers are quite alarming. So we've had a lot of interactions with the the Indian ambassador, the Consul General of India, and of course, Dr. Jaishankar has been very instrumental in this. So we felt that there was a need for us to ensure we give proper health care to our people, and if possible, bring this casualty to near zero. This is the initiative that we did, and I'm very, very happy to say that there are 4 entrepreneurs along with me, with great hearts, who've come in and joined hands, and we are planning to set up a hospital in Jebel Ali in Dubai, and it's called as the UAE India Friendship Hospital.
Okay.
It's going to be a 100 bedded hospital, and close to about 1,000 or 2,000 people can come in for daily consultations and go back. So this is being set up by 5 entrepreneurs, great human beings. They've come together and done it. And more importantly, the government of Dubai has been very generous in giving us a piece of land. I think they've given us about 10 or 15 acres of land in Jebel Ali, where this hospital is going to take shape. And we're now at a very advanced stage, designing and things like that. Everything is on at this point of time. And all going well. I hope to see this being ready by the end of 27 or maybe first, second quarter of 2028. But importantly, the entrepreneurs and the friends who've sort of come along with me and doing this have all made a living out of this place. And I think we all truly believe in giving back to this country which has given us everything.
Yes.
So it's phenomenal. I mean, this gives so much of happiness, endless amounts of joy, you know. It's not what you earn, it's what you share. It's what you give back to the society. And that's what differentiates
And I
you.
believe that this is something that is very much needed, because the kind of cases we have seen, how people are admitted into hospital and the bill amount comes to 200,000, 300,000. They don't know how to pay back.
Absolutely.
And then I've seen so many cases like that. So I think
It's a government-to-government project, and we hope to be very successful. The pricing will be extremely competitive, very, very low, and it will be largely meant for the blue collars.
How do you plan to run it, sir? I mean, the expenses.
It will be done very professionally. Cost will be mitigated. There will be proper insurance covers. Everything will be done in a very professional manner. It will not hurt the blue collar worker at all.
And the running cost and everything would be shared by.
Yes, the entrepreneurs, we are. Initially, we are
team
ones.
that you have.
Then it will become a self-generating exercise. The initial seed is coming out of us.
Okay. And the doctors and all will be getting in the.
All of them are the best doctors. A lot of them are willing to again come and work as a seva. You know, many of the wonderful doctors are. Yes, they're all volunteering to come up and take up this responsibility.
Great.
And we believe that this is an initiative that we have done, and I think we hear from the government here that many countries should take this as an example and start setting it up to take care of it. Because government can do only this much, and the individuals or the entrepreneurs here also have a responsibility to give back.
It's
So
like a
two-way.
combined one, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, otherwise, it doesn't work.
That's right.
One-sided one.
Yeah.
So they will be having other facilities other than consultations, surgery.
It's a proper hospital, surgical. Everything will be there.
Because otherwise, what happens here is, they are taken back in a air ambulance back to India for a proper treatment.
It will all be taken care of, and I think anything that new will also have its own teething challenges.
Definitely.
But we hope we are having the best of the experts, best of the consultants, best of the advisory bodies who are sitting up and talking to all of us. And I believe we will have one of the best facilities offered to these the people who really are not able to afford it.
Exactly. So the hospital would be operating through the companies that people are working in, or
this is being done. We set up a foundation in India, FC, and a company which has been based locally, into which the land is being given. The construction and the operation will be done through the local LLC company.
Okay.
So that will be the one that will manage the affairs.
So, another question that I wanted to ask you is, you have reached a point in life where you have had so many of experiences and you have seen success. What is it that one thing that motivates you to?
See, there has to be a higher purpose. The higher purpose is what drives me. Higher purpose for me is to serve and share with humanity. And that's the highest of the purpose that we have set ourselves as a family, as an organization. This irks me, this keeps me going. I mean, even now as we speak, we're talking about old age homes to women empowerment. A lot of things are already in the pipeline that's happening through the system. And more we want to do what people who really truly deserve and do. So to me, touching people's lives and being available when needed in our own way. I mean, we can't be spending or expending more than what we have. But whatever we can, we try and share that to the community. Touching people's lives, that's my motto.
Great. You have any philanthropic activity back in India?
We do have sizable activities. We do have.
Okay.
We have a trust. We have a foundation in my parents' name, and we do many initiatives for that. My daughter is driving that initiative.
So basically for women and
many things. Women, many things. Largely, a lot of it relates to our business that we are in. In the marine business. Your ecosystem we try to manage, we try to see, I think we do something in Orissa where a lot of these turtles, turtle farming is done. A lot of these many initiatives are done. We've been doing it now. We've been doing it for years. Only now they've coined this name as CSR and all of that. We've been at it for a long period of time.
Okay, that's actually it's a truly inspiring story because most of the people it's just their business, family, and that's it, and chapter closes. But when we hear that there are people like you who are looking out for other people as well, so great things. And finally, anything else that you would like to share? That's something that has been you will always carry with you and throughout your life, and some advice, a piece of advice, or an inspiring story, or something that.
See, I'll tell you what I want to say to especially the youngsters, the ones who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, and I think we need to see more and more of entrepreneurs coming out of our country, more and more of entrepreneurs who start building businesses. Again, who try and help people, employ more people. But I think the long and the short that I want to give as in fact a message is that you have to be passionate, you have to be very persistent, and you have to be very patient. And I think these 3 P's, if you follow and remain focused all the time, success belongs to you. But I think if you take the eye off the ball, there is no shortcut in life. You got to put through those times. You got to put through the kind of hard work, the kind of effort that is needed, the kind of focus, the patience, the persistence has to be there in anything that you do.
Sure.
You cannot have a kind of a short-term view. You got to create enterprises which will outlive you. And I think today what I feel is that people are creating enterprises and trying to get out of it in a span of 3 or 4 years' time, and leaving the baby in somebody else's hand. So I feel that we need to have entrepreneurs who've got longer term vision to build it into robust enterprises. This is something which one will have to certainly do. What I truly believe is whatever I have achieved, to me 2 places that marks my childhood, my growth, everything. It's 3 actually, I'd say. One is where I grew up and studied, that is Kollam in Kerala. That gives me the connect all my life. Whenever I think of it as that's the place where it all started. Where it gave me the maturity was Bombay. That's the place that gave me all the education, all the kind of capability to think beyond was that place. And the third place that gave me everything in terms of name, fame, whatever I wanted to, has been primarily coming out of this place in Dubai, and particularly the UAE. So it's a lot of hard work. It's an enjoyable journey. It's been a lot of great experiences. Undoubtedly, I mean, when I was awarded the Pravasi Bharati Sanman Puraskar last year in 2025, it was not meant to be an award just for me. And I think it's an award, I did say it even that time, that award predominantly belongs to every Keralite, every Indian who lives in this part of the world. So I feel it was a great honor. I was very humbled to receive it at the hands of our President of India. It is one of the moments that I will cherish forever in my life. You see, we don't do many things with an intent that President of India is going to give you something. You know,
Yeah,
you have to do what you are made, what you're
that's
meant to do all your life.
Exactly.
And recognitions come or may not come, awards come or may not come.
Yeah.
That should not be the criteria.
Exactly.
But when I was awarded this, I was truly humbled and I accepted it wholeheartedly, not for myself, for the entire diaspora of Indians who live in this part of the world. 8 million Indians live in this region. And if I was chosen, I feel it was on purely blessings of God Almighty and the blessings of my parents. And we have to continue doing the good work that we have to do. That's the whole objective. And that's what I feel that keeps me going, that energy that keeps me going. I mean, I was reading this morning that, you know, as you start getting older, when you get, I'm 65, and as you get older, you cannot start thinking that you're getting older, that and the kind of bout of energy that you need to have, that you want to do things differently, you want to create, you want to be doing something for the society. This engine has to keep it going all the time. And that's what is the long and the short, because the moment you start thinking that, oh my God, I've exhausted everything, that's the end of the story. You've got to do all of these.
Exactly.
And particularly, I want to also say, you know, one of the other things that I've enjoyed sitting here in this place is that I have a great love for our art and culture and heritage. Music is one area that I have been extremely involved in trying to create platforms for many budding, leading, top musicians who come and are able to perform. And largely, I mean, I don't end up working or supporting the Bollywoods of the world. I love to support classical, Carnatic, Hindustani, the traditional version of the music is what is very close to my heart. And not only me, my son, he's even greater involved in the music. He loves music. So that's one space that gives me phenomenal amount of energy. A huge amount of listening to music, attending to concerts, being a part of all of these things itself is the engine that gives you, you know, that motivates you to keep you going on and on and on. So life has been good and God has been very kind.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been really nice speaking to you, because I don't know how many people know about the true Ramesh Ramakrishnan. You have said a lot of things that which many of us didn't know. Thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this. Thank you very much. Thank you.